GM, everyone. Welcome to the Hackathon kickoff of Build with Celo, Transform e-commerce experiences. I'm Lina. I'm DevOps engineer at Celo Foundation. And today we will be talking about the guidelines for the hackathons, the prizes, of course. We will also mention the quests, and I will also, of course, let you know where to and when to get the pull-ups, and then share resources as always. And then I also have a guest today from the last hackathon who will share some experiences and some advice, and very excited for that. So stay in the stream and let's get started. So as always, let's start by reading the motto of Celo: building with purpose, building for billions, unlocking the digital economy for billions of people worldwide with Celo. And first of all, we want to announce we have for 2 or 3 weeks already more than 360K daily active users, which is almost as much as Ethereum. So a very good time to start building on Celo and start building for Celo. And again, this is the hackathon built with Celo, transform e-commerce experiences. If you haven't yet, make sure to sign up. This is my advice, not only for the quests, the hacker quests, but also to receive all the important information. Just a reminder, last hackathon, we had some people who only signed up towards the end. They missed a lot of very, very useful information, and I could see that in the submissions that they didn't get some updates. They weren't able to ask all the questions, and they weren't able to get the mentorship that we are providing. So make sure that you sign up, make sure you attend the meetings and submit information so we can help you build the best projects possible. So build for Celo and build for 2 million users. Hi everyone, so great to have you here. As always, my favorite builders. Good to see all of you in the chat. The hackathon will start today. This is the official kickoff, and it will end in the midnight, 2nd of June Pacific time. So most of you will be able to build till the morning, Monday morning of the 3rd. And we have a total prize pool of 10K CUSD. You can scan this QR code, but we also have, let me also share just the link to the hackathon with you again, just so everybody can sign up. And, so let's talk about the prizes. We have, first of all, as always, we want you to build for MiniPay. I will get into MiniPay in case you are new to Celo and new to MiniPay. Also, make sure to check out this playlist of this hackathon and check out the videos on Celo and MiniPay. We won't go too much in detail today, but I advise everyone to watch the video on Celo and MiniPay so you don't miss any important information and you don't get confused. So we have the biggest prize pool for MiniPay, with like the first prize receiving 2,500 CUSD for the second 2,000, the third 1,500, and then we have a pool prize to distribute for everybody who is eligible. Then we have partner tricks. We have 1,000 CUSD for the best use of Ola's AI agents, and then we also have 1,000 CUSD for the best step implementing Social Connect. We already had a workshop for implementing Social Connect on Wednesday. Make sure to check it out on YouTube, also in this playlist that this video is part of. So I will share that link later. And then we also have developer quests for the first time this hackathon. Some of you already got the message. Some of you already participated. We have one still running until tomorrow with a pool of 500 CUSD, where you had to attend some of the events and just do some preparations to get ready to build by deploying a contract and just doing some simple actions. And yeah, you can still take part in the quest. When you signed up, in your sign up email, you will find a link to the form for the quests. And we will also, in this live stream, I will mention at one time, you can claim your POAP for attending this workshop, because this is part of the quest. And you can always claim these on our community platform, Lemonade, and but only in a specific time window, which is the fun in this whole quest, right? So the second quest will start on Monday, and it will guide you through the hackathon and just add some extra fun. And yeah, that's about the prices. Here is the hackathon schedule. We are already at the hackathon kickoff. After this, right after this hackathon kickoff, we will move over to Zoom to have a team building and ideation workshop. In case you are still looking for a team, in case you want to get feedback on your idea, make sure that you have filled out this form so you don't to get a spot in, because there will only be 5 spots to present your idea. So make sure you have signed up and to be able to present your idea and find team members. And yeah, then we have, as last time, we have the first milestone check-in and the second milestone check-in. And the first milestone check-in will be next Wednesday, where I will ask you to already submit your, hey Gabriel, where we ask you to already submit your GitHub profile, repository, and your idea, and we will assign you mentors. As before, we already have a page with like the mentors, so you could already reach out to them on Discord, or let me know if you want to be introduced to one of them, and I will create a Telegram group for you. And I think last time a lot of you learned that you prefer to get mentorship as early as possible for your idea, for your creating your whole plan. So we have, right now there's 6 or 8 mentors on the page, but we will get 3 or 4 more. I will add them on Monday. And yeah, we will have mentors for all of you, and they will support you in if you get lost, if you face any blockers. So make use of that. They are here to help you, and they already have experience with hackathons. They already have experience with building, and they are very happy to share that knowledge with you. And then, as you can see, the second milestone check-in, we will already ask you to like submit more developed ideas and some more advanced milestone checks. And yeah, then we already have the submissions, and the winners announcement will be on the 7th of June. And let's go on. So why build on Celo? Because it's EVM compatible blockchain. So it's exactly the same as building for Ethereum. You also develop with Solidity, and we're becoming a layer 2 soon. So we move into the Ethereum ecosystem. So you will get all the benefits of building for Ethereum, just with like very, very cheap transaction fees lower than 0.001 USD, and also extra features are that you don't have to pay gas fees in the native currency like ETH or Celo, but you actually could pay gas fees in stable coins, which is very important for what I'm going to introduce soon. Right after this, we are mobile first. And we focus on mobile development because most of the world, especially the people that will benefit from blockchain technology, don't have a laptop. So for this hackathon, this is a mobile-focused hackathon. So we want you to build mobile first. Make sure that your submission video also features a mobile-first design. And yeah, that you think about how easy your app is to use for mobile users and for Web2 users. Celo, most of the people already know Celo as a regenerative finance focused ecosystem, and we are carbon negative. And also so we offset more carbon credits than we produce. So this is amazing. It's just a great purposeful ecosystem. And so why build for MiniPay? MiniPay, first of all, for everybody who doesn't know, is a stablecoin based very lightweight wallet of only 2 megabytes. It is implemented into Opera Mini and currently already available in Kenya, Nigeria, and Ghana. More countries coming very, very soon. Available means you have on and off ramps into the local currency. And what is so special about it? It has very seamless user experience. It's not even promoted as a Web3 wallet, but as a digital wallet for Web2 users, which is very important. It removes a lot of Web3 hurdles for new users. Like you can log in with your phone number and email address. You don't really see wallet addresses or any of the Web3 slogan, wordings, and it is stablecoin based. So you only see USD and also the gas fees are paid in stablecoins. And additionally, if you build for MiniPay, you will have access to a huge distribution network, as Opera Mini has more than 80 million users. And actually, MiniPay already has 2 million users, more than 2 million users, and growing daily. And as I said, a lot of daily active users, which is, if you're a founder, if you want to build for people, it's very unique in the Web3 ecosystem. So yeah, let's get right into the rules and guidelines. I actually want to share here. Okay. So yeah, So what I want to show here is just the hackathon page, just so all of you understand what you can find here. I know it's it can sometimes be a lot very, very overwhelming in information. So just sharing here, you can find all the rules here. This is like the start and end time. You can have between 1 and 5 team members for your hackathon team. One very cool thing is just for teams, you can find teams here in this list. And actually, some teams have described what they are doing. So in case you think an idea is interesting and they write that they're still looking for someone, you can reach out to them, right? And back to the rules. Yeah, I would advise you to submit very early. Last time we had a lot of people that submitted very late, ran into issues, and so for this time we will actually ask to create your first submission for the second milestone, just so you went through it once. Last time we needed to extend the submission deadline because a lot of people struggled with submitting. So make sure you submit as early as possible, because you can submit as many times as you want until official closing of the hackathon. Now, the most important thing, the rules on pre-existing work. You can build work on your pre-existing project. You can bring that into the hackathon. What we just ask you to do is make it visible and easy for the judges. If you bring your existing project, please, I would advise you just fork it and just work off that fork. Also, the project has to be open source. We don't accept private projects to submit. We have around 5 to 6 judges, adding all of them and getting all of their GitHubs for submissions. We won't do that. This is an open source hackathon, so please make sure that your submissions are a public GitHub repository. Also, make sure you submit often. If we see a project that has one huge submission and not a lot of small ones, you will get a lower rating because that means that you probably just copied some code and submitted that, right? Of course, it's hard for us to understand what you're doing, but this is also best practices in case your laptop dies or something happens. You should always submit every time you finish working on any feature, anytime you're taking a break. So make sure you submit throughout the hackathon. Your hackathon project needs to be developed during the hackathon. So if we see submissions to your project before the hackathon start, again, we will assume that you started working beforehand. This is why I say just fork the project. Like that, we can see this is when you started submitting, right? And then let me get back to so again, one to 5 members in a team. If you work on an existing project, fork it. If you bring in like a whole project that like is an existing app, you could also just build out your feature in an open source project, and then you don't have to make your whole app public in case that is like, but you can just add that feature, like build out that feature in a separate project and then add that into your demo video. Or just to showcase how it would look like in your existing application, in case you don't want to publish the private code of your existing application. And yeah, as I said, again, mobile first, you can just build like a responsive web app. You don't have to use React Native. What I mean with mobile first is just like responsive and try to like really develop mobile first. It will look much better in your demo. When you submit, either have a working prototype and or a demo video. I will always advise you to have a demo video. Even if you think your project works, somebody will break it. If your UX design is not great, I don't know how to click through your app. I don't know what buttons work and not, which one you want me, like, you won't be able to develop the perfect UX. So if you want to show me a user flow, record a demo video. If you don't have a demo video, we had it in the last hackathon, we will just rate you lower because we will not have time to run your project. Also for security reasons, we won't like clone your repository on our local machine. It will just take too much time if we have like 30 projects to judge. So definitely create a demo video of what you want us to see. And also easier to fake that. So just a tip and advice to be successful. Join if you want to get feedback on your idea, if you want to find a team, join the hackathon at the workshop after this workshop. Now some advice for a successful hackathon. What I always tell people is like, use this weekend if you have your team, just like reach out to a mentor, or like just sit down, design your whole user work, like have your idea, decide on an idea. Don't take forever to decide on the idea. Just go with one that fits. We have a lot of big ideas on the hackathon page. And then let me just watch all the tutorials. We had so many people last time that didn't watch the tutorials, and then they were like, I didn't know how to build with that. They didn't even understand MiniPay because they didn't watch the tutorial, and it was really, really hard for them to build. And we have all these resources available, so make sure to just watch them. It will save you days of getting frustrated. Always ask and always submit. Even if your project is not done, just make sure you submit. I just wanted to show again the hackathon page. Here you can also see, first of all the resources for Celo. You will also find here our whole YouTube channel. Here you will find the workshop recording for MiniPay. Watch that. It will also explain you much more about Celo in detail. And here is the workshop recording from Social Connect, the docs, and here are the resources for OLAs. This is using an AI agent. Everybody from the last hackathon already watched that, but make sure you watch it again. And also keep a lookout for the announcement of the workshop. And then the next thing, for who it is, even if it's not your first hackathon, you learn, like, right? Just an intro, I did 17 hackathons, between 15 and 20 hackathons. And it takes time to learn everything about how to be successful in a hackathon. But this is just my advice on, yeah, being as successful as possible, right? So this is just some of the advice. Join the Discord, join the Telegram, make sure that you check on it a lot. Make sure you read through the hackathon pages. I know it takes some time, but it will save you so much more time when you understand what you have to do. Check your emails regularly. Find a team. This is my advice. Especially if you're a beginner, don't build alone. It can get frustrating. A team will hold you accountable. And but very important, when you join a team, don't ghost. Be very fair. And also understand what you have, like joining a team is actually so what I want to say is, like, it's very, very useful. You can learn a lot. It's a good preparation. If you ever want to find a job, also on how to collaborate with GitHub, it's good training, but you should like the person that if you, in the first call, if you feel like you can't communicate, maybe it's not a good decision to create a team, because it will only get more frustrating, because hackathons can be really stressful environments. But make sure you don't ghost, but you just like very politely decline and say, hey, I prefer to, like, I think it's not a great fit. That's all you have to say. And it's very polite and okay. Find an idea, make sure, and just get feedback on your idea. Try to write it out as well as possible, so me and the mentors can give you the best feedback. I always start off by creating wireframes, just like the whole user flow. This helps like my whole team and myself understand, what am I actually building? How do I shape this idea? What can I build in this short time? Scope the idea. And then, especially if you work in a team, set up your GitHub repository as early as possible. You don't want to have people working on different code and then messing everything up and getting stuck for 2 days with merge conflicts. That's not where you should spend your time. You can use the Celo composer. It's a template that I also introduced in the MiniPay workshop. It already comes with wallet integration with Next.js and you're hosting on Celo. So it comes with so many things that you don't have to implement. Of course, you can use another starter kit, but don't build everything out from the front. Especially if you're new to Web3, it's so useful to use it, because you will basically just have to build the front end and understand how to do Veeam calls. Also called here for MiniPay, don't use ethos.js and web3.js. It won't work in MiniPay, only in the browser. So learn Veeam or WAGMI as like Web3 library. Then outline your smart contract functionalities based on the wireframe. Describe your idea as early as possible, so you will understand what you're building, but get feedback. Always get feedback and then start building. What else? Here you can find the mentors. As I said, we will add more. And they are very like Elias and Jovan, they already won. They went to Celo camp. They are amazing. Like everybody in this list is very experienced hackathon participant and builder. So make sure that you reach out for help. And let's get back. So yeah, ask for help, always submit. And let's go to the resources. Here, as I said, the Celo composer is just a starter kit. Wait. The slides will be shared with you right after this, so you can check it out. Check how to build on MiniPay, the Celo faucet where you can get test tokens, how to set up your Android emulator. You can't set up MiniPay in the Android emulator. You need a phone, and then how to mirror your phone. And then a little bit more about the quests. Some of you already submitted the quest once. You can submit several times, but the idea behind the quest is like who is the fastest and has the most points get the biggest part of the pool. The first 10% get the biggest part, and the first 10% get 50% of that 500, so the 250, right? And then this is split by who has the most points, like who collected the most pull-ups. And so make sure you take part in these, and also make sure you take part in the next ones. You will have, as I said, you will have to collect pull-ups, you will have to like create a git, like test out Celo Composer, and also test deploying on Celo. So very simple task, should not take too much time. And let me know if you have any questions in the Telegram group. And always reach out if you have any questions. If you need anything, please reach out on Telegram or Discord. As soon as you sign up for the hackathon, you will get all of the links to join, the information. So make sure we are there. You can also help each other. I know. Thank you so much. There's already like amazing people in the Celo Discord, in the hackathon chat who support me with the moderation. So shout out to all of you. And here you can see it's a public group. You just look at on Telegram for Build with Celo, and you will find our Telegram group. So it's Build with Celo. Sign up for the hackathon. Also, make sure that you follow our Celo devs Twitter. And scan this QR code if you haven't joined the hackathon yet. And now we are already through with this. So now I will invite our guest on stage. So
Hey, Lena.
Hi, Blessing. So great to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
First of all, I want to congratulate you on your winning project, Lingofy. You built something amazing. Maybe you can just share, like, in a elevator pitch in like 2 sentences, what did you build in the last hackathon?
Oh, okay. So Lingofy, the project that we built, is basically a platform that allows you to use your own language to actually make transactions on the blockchain. So yeah,
Okay.
that is in a nutshell what
And you
Lingofy is.
also use AI, which is very cool.
Yes, yes, we intensively use AI.
Very cool. Yeah. No, I loved your project so much. And so I know you already won a hackathon, the Build with Celo hackathon 2 years ago, right? So you have some experience. Like, how many hackathons have you done so far?
In the last 6 months, I've done three, and I've won two of them, and the other one I went into the 10%. I'm in top 10.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. So you have a lot of experience already with hackathons. So what, like, in the last hackathons, what do you feel like was the hardest? Where did you struggle the most, and what advice would you give yourself in like improving that for the next hackathon?
Okay. So usually I think um, the hardest thing is actually the last days of the hackathon, just those few hours before you are actually completing the submission, because in most cases I feel like quitting. So the way that and what's funny about that, like the hackathons where I feel like I should quit, then I end up submitting. Those are the ones I actually win or get into the
Yeah.
top 10, you know. So
Okay.
my advice in terms of that, like just try to submit as early as you can. Just today, you can even start doing your submission process because it keeps you
Don't make
in
people do. I
momentum.
haven't finished. Not today, okay? We cannot start submitting on Monday or something. Like not now.
Awesome. Yeah. But yeah, the earlier the better.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Just so you know what you need for submitting, because it's a lot. Like, um, go through the submission once in the second week, just so you know what do you need, like what information do we want from you, because in the end we want to understand the most what you build, why you build it, and what is the user experience when we go through the app. So how do you best present that? One advice here: don't use ChatGPT to describe that. It's very, I
Yeah,
think it just like ChatGPT doesn't really understand what you want them to tell
true,
me, and then sometimes I don't even get, like, it sounds so generic that I don't know what
true.
you actually build. So
You
you can
generalize your solution, yeah.
yeah, it generalizes it a lot. So if you like, I use ChatGPT a lot, but make sure you read through what ChatGPT wrote because
True,
before you
true.
submit
That is
it,
so true.
yeah, yeah.
Because
Um,
your idea might actually get distorted when you're just using ChatGPT.
I
Mm.
agree. I agree. It's very visible. It just like makes it less fun to judge a
Yes,
project, I have to say.
yes.
And I have another question. How was the experience with having mentors in the last hackathon for you? You had two. You were the only project with two.
Yes, yes. And my mentors were very aggressive.
Because they loved your
Because
project. They wanted to see you
yeah,
win.
yeah, like I would just wake up early in the morning. I'm already seeing an email from my mentor, like, hey, let's catch up. How far are you with the project? So having a mentor actually really helps a lot. And funny fact, I wouldn't have submitted if I didn't have a mentor because just a
Nono told
few,
me.
yeah, just the day before I had to submit, my mentor was like, "Hey," I was like, "I'm giving up," and my mentor was like, "There's no way. Like, just submit what you have." And yeah, I submitted, and fortunately, we actually won our category, so that was amazing. So having a mentor really, really helps. I would advise you get your mentor today.
Yeah, yeah, same. Um, because yeah, I feel like hackathons, especially when they go for longer, you can like you have your daily life. It's very hard to stay accountable, especially if you work alone. But even in a
True.
team, it's like I know from one team it was really helpful that the mentor joined just to help them because they didn't know each other so well, and it was really helpful also to like help them communicate with each other, focus on one idea, and just get started building. So, um, we are offering this, and I think we had the strongest projects in the last hackathon, also really based like thanks to all the amazing mentors that we had, and like so yeah, you can really succeed far if you get a mentor that also gives you feedback on your technology, like on your code. You can learn a lot. I mean, hackathons are, yeah, not only for winning prize money or like getting into the next accelerator, it's and building your portfolio, but it's mainly a learning experience. And I think we want you to learn as much as possible. And for that, we have these builders that won many hackathons, that build already projects that are live, that are founders, that mentors who could maybe become your long-term mentors, right? Like we want you to build these relationships also with the ecosystem. Um, so yeah, I think my what is like what's your advice on how to get started, like with an idea for the people, like also for the team building workshop that we will have after this, but like what's your advice for somebody that
Okay. The way I like to look at it, like just try to abstract the technology and try to look at what are the pain points within your community. I think from building from that perspective can actually not only give you like a good solution, it gives you a solution that you can actually take after the project, after the hackathon. So if you try to do like some brainstorming, if you don't have an idea at all, if you're like super blank, just look at just throw some questions on ChatGPT and it can
yeah,
give you certain points that you can follow. And then you can
yeah,
see actually one of the solutions that are given by ChatGPT is something that is actually
yeah,
required within your community or within your area.
yeah,
So maybe if you blank, like just throw in the whole entire page in ChatGPT
yeah.
and ask it to give you
I love
some
that. I love that. I
solutions.
think
Yeah,
that is the best advice. Like use ChatGPT. I think like don't use ChatGPT to like submit your project, but use ChatGPT for like come up with the idea. Like we have such a long list for ideas, so like really like put it in, read through what ChatGPT, and like as Blessing said, you will see something where you're like, oh, that makes sense. Oh, I actually would need that, or my friend would need that, right? And then you already have your story for your presentation and be like, this is my friend. My friend has this business, but
true,
they are struggling with this. And there you have your whole presentation. And like, this is why we are building this because it really helps. And yeah, what is like you said, like so yeah, no, to finish up the idea, definitely we put so many different ideas on the page. Just like I will mention that in the workshop coming after. Of course, it's e-commerce, but it's also a lot of like modularity of building any Web3 application. So even if you like e-commerce is maybe not my topic, this hackathon is still for you because you
true,
can build so many different features that you can apply in any other application. Maybe you build something in the last hackathon that doesn't fit perfectly to e-commerce, but where you say, oh, I want to continue building this feature. And then you just build one feature that could be applied in an e-commerce, but also will fit to your application. So like e-commerce is not only an online shop. Of course, you can build an online shop, but you can
true,
also build like customer incentives or operations like billings and accountings, and you need billing and accounting
true,
everywhere. So um, just find what you feel most comfortable with, and it doesn't have to be the most crazy solution, right? It just has to be something solid, something that looks good, and just where you learn for yourself, right? And just I think building for MiniPay also means like it's exactly what Blessing did. Blessing did something very simple, but it was like for the user interface, but it was very
yes,
complex in the back end, right? So think about like how do I create the best user experience for the user without them knowing what's going on at all, right? How MiniPay is focused on Web2 users. So you don't want to do a crazy Web3 project. Right now you just want to build something
true.
for everyday use case. Um I have another question, Blessing. For submitting, when you submit, you had a really cool walkthrough video, and like I think your presentation, your submission was just like really round. Like, what what is your advice on submitting, like not only like in time and early, but like on presentation, or like how do you prepare your presentations and your walkthrough? Like what do you think about? How do you design that? What advice can you give here?
Okay, so usually when you present, um, I would like to have at least like a 3 minutes situation. The first minute I explain the problem and the solution, and then the rest is just the demo.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so try not to include like too many slides. because by the end of the day, what we want to see is probably your product. And if you can do a walkthrough of your product in terms of how it works and everything, that'll be cool. And another thing is, it's always good to start as early as you can to work on your presentation, your slides.
Yeah.
Like, you can just open up Google Docs. It doesn't have to look good or pretty. You can just start putting in your problem, the solution, and also
Yeah.
some diagrams. Um, I really
We love
vouch for
diagrams.
diagrams. Yeah, so diagrams can actually help you in terms of how you're gonna walk through the application.
Yeah,
So if you can do diagrams, that'll be cool. They'll really help you in terms of how you
yeah,
can demonstrate
I
your
agree.
product.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much. That I think that was very, very useful information. One of the things that I just wanted to share here before we're gonna end, yes, leverage Canva. It's easy to get good templates and a good design. Use AI also. I think even Figma has like AI for like everything. You can just describe, create like an interface with like 3 buttons and inputs that do this and this and this, and like a text input, a drop down, blah, blah, blah. And then it already might create the front end code. Like also try to learn how to use AI to your advantages and to be faster. One of the things that I just wanted to say is like the quests, the POAP for this event, you can get tomorrow between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. UTC, right? Yes, 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. UTC. So I'm not gonna write that down, so nobody of you can just look in the chat. But yeah, this is where you can get the POAP. It's 20 points in your quests. You need 100 points to be eligible to receive part of the prize pool. But yeah, that's just like the quest thing that I wanted to say. Otherwise, coming back to how to be successful in the hackathon, if you work in a team or like even if you work alone, it's very good to make a plan until you when to finish what tasks you have to finish. Just like not to get overwhelmed, also to be able to scope down in case you have too much on your plate. Like break everything down into smaller tasks. Be like, I want to create this page. I want to create this page. Um, First, you want to create like a simple outline of a smart contract. Then you first just focus on one function of the smart contract and implementing that. And then you can like, hi Kenya. We have lots of people from Kenya. But Blessing also, where are you calling in from? Yeah, if you want to
I'm
share.
calling in from South Africa. Yeah, South Africa.
Very cool. Um, But yeah, create. I always use like a little project management tool. I will actually leave that today in the how to get started. It helps me a lot. Like I have this like Notion template for hackathons that helps me a
Cool.
lot to structure everything, have my resources. Also for after the hackathon, if I ever want to review it, I just have this like page where I can find all the links to all the boards and everything that I was using. um, but yeah, I think that's it from let me yeah, follow Celo Devs for all the updates. Follow me for cool tips and tricks and anyways, cool content. And sign up for the hackathon. Make sure that you are wait, that you are signed up and you receive also all updates on the quest because you only get updates and access to the quest if you are signed up to the hackathon. So make sure you are. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining in today and tuning in. And I hope I see many of you in the ideation and team building workshop in 10 minutes. As you could hear, it's in 10 minutes. Thank you, Blessing,
Yeah.
for joining. Are you? Oh my
Anytime.
God. What are you going to build? I saw you signed up as a builder. What are you going to
Oh
build for
my
your second
goodness.
one?
Yeah, we'll explain that in 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. I see you in 10 minutes. Now you can tell us
All
what
right.
you're going to build. I'm looking forward. Cool. See you. I love you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.